Victor Wembanyama, aka Wemby, if I may say, uh, debuted in the summer league yesterday. A lot of hype around that game because of number two overall pick, Brandon Miller from the Charlotte Hornets, who's one of the victims of Malika injuries, by the way, debuted in that game also. And I wasn't expecting no fireworks or nothing because usually in the summer league it's rarely about the biggest prospects because they already know they got that contract secured. Although everyone is waiting for them, it's just kind of they use this type of games to kind of get of a groove of what the NBA intensity may look like. Or getting familiar with the coaches, the teammates, trying to start stuff when it comes to leadership and etc. But when it comes to actually taking over a game, they may do it in the end. If people start to talk shit, like, yeah, oh, he's not dominating at the NBA Summer League. I want to see him go out there. Like, for example, I remember when Lonzo Ball, for example, who had a lot of hype, debuted in the Summer League. He came out very passive like the first 2-3 games, and then he just had to go out there and drop 20 one time just to show that, yeah, I'm him. Compared to you guys, I don't know about him in the NBA, but compared to you guys, I am that dude. And I'm definitely looking forward for that from Victor Wembanyama because yesterday wasn't one of them ones, man. Like, he was just out there, in my opinion. He did show some flashes, especially on the defensive end. Like, he had 5 blocks, and he could have had way more. And if you take into consideration all of the shots that he altered or changed, yeah, the rim protection is already elite. But that's pretty much all he did. He did have 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 dimes, but he didn't feel like he was really trying his hardest, especially on the glass. Like, it's a few times he would let the ball bounce on the floor and everything, and like, he just wasn't all the way in it. And a lot of it, in my opinion, also has to do with his teammates. Because, yeah, they weren't really passing the ball, to be honest. They were out there like, yeah, I got something to prove, and I ain't really mad at that. Same with Brandon Miller, man. All I got for you is that he took some threes. He did end up with 16 points, so he was aggressive enough to get to the line, but he got up 10 threes and made 3. So is that all the way bad? No, but that's not good either. For Victor Wembanyama, some of the skill set that will make him great at some point already flashed. The fact that, for example, in the clutch fourth quarter, when it was time to close the game, he kind of ISO'd, took a 3-point shot, contested. It's like he didn't even see the contest, got fouled, made a 4-point play, and got them boys up out the way. Like, he can do that. I also saw him put the ball on the floor sometimes, and he looked faster than what he did look like playing in the French league. So that's a good thing. Also, the passing, he only had 3 assists, but the fact that he has such a good handle and at that size, he can just see over the defenses. He can just, if you get him some good shooters and some good cutters, he's going to average at least 5 assists, in my opinion. Because also coming from overseas, you know about them players for overseas, man, the feel that they usually have for the game. And at the big man position, we've seen a few, like the Gasol brothers and Nikola Jokic. So I believe that if Victor Wembanyama actually works and focuses on that, it can be deadly, facilitating from the post and even on those drives, man. Like, yeah. He's going to be lethal on that end. And when it comes to the shots, man, he was 2 for 13 last night. The shot selection wasn't all that great. He got up 6 threes, and it's not the same distance as the 3-point line from France, obviously. Plus, even in France, it's not like he was over there shooting 40% from 3. He was in the low 30s. So he can make that shot, but this is not a shot that you want him to take. If I'm the defense and I get Victor Wembanyama dribbling into a 3, I want that possession. I'll live with the results for the time being. Maybe he works on that and he comes out and turns out to be KD at some point, but that's not him yet. Also, the physical quality on him on some of those post-ups did affect him and did make him miss or change his shot. So he has to work on that. He definitely will have to put on some weight. Because what was also interesting is that the Spurs started him at the 5. So against a lot of teams in the NBA, is going to be okay just because these teams do not have a good 5. On some nights, it's just not going to work. Not being that skinny. I got to be all the way honest. Like, even yesterday, sometimes it looked like, yeah, he was still a kid against grown men. So against some of the real centers in the league, and I'm not even talking about the Embiids and Jokic's of the world, because obviously, like, no one, even these guys, they both won MVPs. Like, these guys are unstoppable at this point. I'm talking about just, guys like big grown men. Like, for example, a guy like Nurkic is not even a great anymore, or good anymore, in my opinion. But a solid guy that can just back you down and put you in the rim is just not going to be able to guard that. I would have Wemby at the 5 only occasionally when it's closing time, and against a team that does not have like a big center, you play him at the 5, like a small ball 5 kind of. Although he's not small, obviously would still be the biggest guy on the court, and you try to run. But when it comes down to actually guarding a center straight up, that's just not gonna work yet. But yeah, man, the upside, I know I can sound a little bit negative right now about him. I'm not worried about him, and I'm not even throwing no shots. Like, the man will be great. And yeah, I'm very excited more, not even about him scoring, but just like I said, first of all, the rim protection. I wouldn't be surprised if in his rookie year he averaged like 2-3 blocks. I wouldn't be surprised if not more, because he has a very good feel for, altering shots. Even on the perimeter, like sometimes you see a big and they are just very slow-footed, so they can't really, if you give them a little sauce, you can get your shot off. No, he will block your three-point shot. He will still. And what's scary is that he gets to actually sag off for you, and he has such a big wingspan that he can still block the shot, or at least, put his fingertips on it, and yeah. And the passing. I really hope that the San Antonio Spurs kind of make it a point for him to pass the ball. I mean, obviously you want him to be aggressive, right? But to actually, be in the low post, kind of face up, or still back people down a little bit and pass the ball, have some cutters, have some three-point shooters, and he can be deadly. He can be one of the best point centers in the league, just off the fact that he has a good feel, can pass the ball, and yeah, man, that size. So that's all I got about Victor Wembanyama so far. Get in the comment section and give me your thoughts about his upside. If you saw the game or even just the highlights, your thoughts. And yeah, appreciate you guys for checking me out. I'll see you boys later. Peace.